Good morning and Shavua Tov. Various friends have been reaching out recently. I've lived in Los Angeles for the last 15 years, for the most part, since 2010. And right now what we're seeing is nothing short of biblical. Friends' parents' house has been completely incinerated. My friend Sam Blazer's high school's been incinerated. And father's car was just reduced to a husk. And this thing's happened in the past. My friend Zach Lodner's parents' house in Malibu was again incinerated a few years ago. And every year we have these Santa Ana winds which blow in warm and dry, usually around September, October, end of the summer. And what's happened, obviously this time, is just devastation beyond belief. My typical Sunday morning in LA would be driving out from Pico Robertson, where I live mainly. It's the Hendon of Los Angeles. Sort of Jewish area, one of the many Jewish areas, and then going out past the Pacific Palisades on the PCH Pacific Coast Highway. That's where 17,000 acres have burned. And then to Panga Beach, where we go surfing, and then out to Malibu Cove. And I believe that's one of my favorite Chabad of Malibu is okay, thank God. But so what we're seeing is incredibly tough. Now at these times, we are obviously meant to turn to the Torah and try and find some consolation. And I think it's fascinating how sandwiched amongst devastation in the book of Shmot, the Parsha of Shmot of Exodus, we see catastrophe, and we see this phrase that as the Jewish boy is being thrown into the river Nile, it says, "Vayehi ki yaru hamyaldot et ha'elohim v'ya'as lahem batim." So God established households, meaning these batim for the midwives, because the midwives feared God. And so the Ishbitzer Rebbe, he talks about the batim. I just want to read a little bit because I think this is particularly apropos and can be very helpful right now. So he connects the word Shemot, begins with Shemot, these are the names, and then goes into that passage, that verse. And he says, Yeru basar v'dam kasher adam miterav mipnei adam. At the time of human fear, at the time of catastrophe, at the time of this mental upset, it's natural for humans not to have peace of mind. But with the fear of God, one experiences comfort and confidence. And by fear of God, really awareness that God is running the world and trust in God rather than humans. And when he made them houses, these batim, it talks of peace of mind. And this concept in the Meher Shaloah of Yishuv Hadat, of calming the mind, is not just a nice thing, but it's core to Jewish spiritual practice. And we can think of Yishuv Hadat like Yoshev Hadat, the seating of the mind, or Yeshiva Hadat, this like house of learning, of calmness, or Yishuv as a sort of city of calm. But of course, it also says in Pirkei Avot, in Ethics of the Fathers, don't console your dead don't console the mourners at the time their dead lies before them. So we have to have compassion. We don't say to someone, "Oh, your house has just burned down. Don't worry, have peace of mind." That's not the time to say it. But rather, we can, maybe with some distance, really think about this choice of fear or faith. Are we going to live in fear, or are we going to live in faith? Right now, politically in LA, in California, really across the states, there is a lot of blame going on. Blame towards, say, the Democrat governor, Gavin Newsom, who paused the water bill. There could have been more water that was allowed rather than these dry reservoirs. Blame for the Democrat city of LA because they cut $17 million of funding, or Karen Bass is the current mayor, for firefighters. They did a cut of firefighters. DEI is very well funded right now. And also they fired a lot of firefighters during COVID because they didn't have vaccines. God forbid someone shouldn't be vaccinated, but so now there aren't enough firefighters. But again, we have the choice. We can have trust in man and we can blame man, or we can connect this all with God. And just to leave on one thing which the Or HaChaim says, for those who aren't familiar, Or HaChaim was around the same time as Baal Shem Tov. He lived in Jerusalem. Baal Shem Tov kept trying to get across from Poland to meet the Or HaChaim, and they saw each other through these psychic visions. And they said if the Baal Shem Tov got to the Or HaChaim, it would have brought Mashiach. Didn't happen. But the Or HaChaim says, "V'halach gam ken l'derech kilat anu or kilat anu nishmata shel Moshe." It's written that every Jew, we're all branches of Moses' soul. So you all have a halak, you have a part of Moses' soul, and the Alter Rebbe says this in Tanya, in chapter 50 of Tanya. So one way you can apply this, apart from Moshe, is drawing down water, which will be very helpful right now in California, drawing down spiritual water. But we have the power, and you have that spiritual power within your soul's DNA. So are you going to choose fear, or are you going to choose faith? We can choose faith, emunah, but also yishuv hadat. So it should be a week of calm mind, of strength, and peace and safety should be brought to people of LA and the world. Have a good week.